Okay, so you want me to do a video about getting wasted in your 20s? Like, ENFPs need to be told how to do that? Is this for religious people or something? Are we expanding to Saudi Arabia here? Waste. We're going to talk about wasting your 20s here, and a feeling that some ENFPs have about looking back and thinking, I didn't use my time right in my 20s. This is something that a member of my team, who's an ENFP, who just left her 20s, suggested I make a video on. And so here we are. I've just been wrapping up a new book, and one of the sections is talking about different stages of life and my guess on what would be a good way to spend them. There's obviously no one way to say this is how you should live, but sometimes there can be advice, like how to spend your teens, your 20s, whatever. And generally, my advice around your 20s is to kind of get wasted. To do a lot of different things, really, is more what it's about. To have those experiences, because the 20s is really about finding yourself, finding your values. And one of the things that can really help ENFPs do that is connecting with a wide range of people. And finding different people can change some of our belief systems, because maybe you grew up in a household that was like, TJ this or whatever, right? There were all these strict ways of thinking, and that's not you. You're actually maybe more creative or entrepreneurial, and the only way you're going to explore those is by meeting lots of different people. And you tend not to do that getting a really traditional job and just staying there from age like 22 to 30. So my advice is usually enjoy your 20s. Like, that's a good time to travel, have a ton of fun, change jobs. Don't change every 2 weeks, but learn a lot somewhere and then maybe go somewhere new. Maybe live in different countries. Not maybe, do it. Live in another country. Get a different perspective. It makes a massive difference. I have changed so much living in Europe, good and bad in some ways, but it gave me such a different perspective in life than just coming from Vancouver, which I had a certain kind of Canadian perspective. Say sorry for everything, have maple syrup for breakfast, and don't upset your neighbors. No, it's about, we're a very traditional country in terms of money, materialism, saving for retirement, and all that, and so was my family. And so living in Europe and seeing maybe like how Spanish people live and value life in a different way, or how Germans work hard and make money and are a good economy and yet take more vacations than Canadians and work sooner. It's, what's going on here? Anyhow, that's great for your 20s, right? But what if you didn't do that in your 20s? What if you're like 35 now and you maybe had kids young, or you stuck with a job because you thought it was the right thing, and then recently you found these videos by this crazy ENFP guy who lives in Europe, and you're like, the 20s thing, I did that wrong. What should I do now instead? Here's my first bit of advice. There is, don't regret it. We all follow different paths. We all go in different directions, and whatever path you went down, you'll have learned something from and gained a lot from. And so it's important then to look at where you're at now and what you want to do differently going into the future. So just as an example, let's say that you stuck to a very traditional career through your 20s because you thought that's what you were supposed to do. And now you've realized, like, I actually really want to create and do my own thing. Like, I'm more of an entrepreneur or an artist, but I've committed so many years down this route and I have financial obligations and blah, 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 right? It would be like starting all over. What should I do? I think you should go for it. Now, that's kind of my take on things in many cases, but the thing is our past experience serves us going into the future. So your 10, 15 years at whatever company, it's not all wasted. You'll have learned a lot. You'll have developed as a person. You'll have grown. And if you then go on and jump into something working for yourself, you'll bring along that experience and you'll probably have a lot easier go of it than someone just starting from scratch. You have to look at what you've done as basically a resource or an asset looking forward. My business and some of my success is so much based on random odds and ends and things I've done, which is part of why I encourage ENFPs to do a lot in their 20s. I learned this from this job and this from that job and met this person here and this person there. And it does add up. Maybe you don't have quite as many of those experiences or resources as someone who challenged themselves a bit more in their 20s or took on a lot of different projects and experiences, but you still have some there, and ultimately, looking ahead, you have a long way to go. Something that helps me sometimes with thinking and not feeling behind and not feeling like I have to catch up with what, I don't know, but we all have those feelings from time to time, is to just assume that I'm gonna live to be really old. 100, 150, start with 100 for the sake of this, and then you can work your way out. And not only assume I'm gonna live to 100, but that I'm gonna be rocking along the whole time. Like I'm gonna be writing a book or on a coaching call at like 99 years and 364 days, and then just croak out and traumatize everyone on the coaching call. It'll be fantastic. But when I think about it that way, it puts things in perspective looking back, right? There's so many views in society that like you have to your mid-30s to make it or to figure things out. And then it's like, oh, if you don't, I guess you just grind it out until retirement. That's really stupid, right? Whatever age you are now, you have a lot of years ahead of you. Unless you're future Dan, who is 99 years and 364 days, and you're about to croak and you're using the time machines to watch this, then you're done. But everyone else, you have a lot of time ahead of you. So don't look back and regret. Take it as a learning experience. Look back and think about what have you learned and developed and grown from. And then look to the future and say, if I was going to live to 100, and if I was going to work every day doing something that I was interested in, like if I was going to be satisfied and fulfilled and doing things that mattered, what would my life look like then? And no matter how old you are now, there's still time to make that happen. And really, every day we have, it's a new day, it's a new experience, and we have to live it. 24 hours is a long time, even though I know sometimes it doesn't feel like it. So you should spend as many of those future 24-hour periods doing things you actually enjoy and want to do, no matter how late in life you're looking at this. And yes, if you're watching this now and you're in your 20s, have some fun. Enjoy it. Make your 30s a lot easier. And if you're in your 30s and didn't have so much fun in your 20s, have some more fun now too. Enjoy yourself. Thanks for watching. My name is Dan. This is Dreams Around the World. I publish new videos each and every week, mostly for ENFPs, helping you create the best life possible for you and those you love. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and in the comments below, let me know how old you are. I'm just really curious on this video. That's all I want to know. Just how old you are. You can add in anything else you want to. Bye. One last thing, if you're an ENFP who loves being told how absolutely awesome you are and why you are the best in the world, well, head over to dreamsaroundtheworld.com/ENFP training, and you can get my free training series for ENFPs, where the first email is a pep talk. You'll see the subject line in your inbox, ENFPs are awesome. After you read it, reply to the email me back, and let me know what one of your favorite things to do is. See you in your inbox.